Sorry if you heard that. That was my Steam notif, not yours. If you heard a... boop, boop, boop. I'm, setting up stuff. Because we have, I'm gonna play whatever today, and then I have, like... There's a game that Raw Fury is releasing, which is, like... That's one of my favorite publishers. Not just of the games that they do. They're the ones who did, like, Blueprints and Seance at Blake Manor, that kind of stuff. But also, I just like working with them. So they have this game that's releasing, and they only, like, it's an indie game, so it's not like it has, like, crazy huge budget or anything insane. And I was like, well, okay, what if you just have me play it for an hour? Like, don't pay the going rate for the 2-hour segment, whatever, because then they can't really sponsor a lot of different people, you know, because they're a smaller indie game. So I'm only required to do it for an hour, but if I like it, you know, I'll just play in longer. But you can duo it. So I actually have Ashy who's gonna join me today. That's not until 5, so we got like 2 hours until then. But yeah, Ashy's gonna play with me. That's Ashy who plays Fifi. No Pixel, but we played other games with her before. Actually, I've played stuff with her before, but I don't know that I've played stuff with her on this channel. I don't think I ever streamed anything that we played together off, you know, outside of, like, our servers and stuff, on here. I think it's always been us playing with other friends, so I don't even know if you guys have seen any of that. but I really like Ashy. We've hung out and stuff. Good friend. But yeah, we'll play with Ashy today, because they were like, hey, you could play this in duos, and, like, here's a list of people who are also, getting sponsored to play it and stuff, in case you know anybody. I saw her and I, like, soy pointed. I was like, oh, it's Ashy, you know. So we're gonna play with her. Holy shit, it's my friend. You played Battlefield with her, Barky and Zed? Yep. I think that was the most recent, was when Battlefield 6 was
thank you for
out.
Pega Man.
You're so welcome. But yeah, I wanted to play it. It looks fun. It's giving me, I wouldn't say it's giving me Mega Bonk vibes, but if you like games like that, you might like this one, was kind of what I was thinking. So it made me want to play it. I really wanted to try it. Honestly, if they hadn't sponsored me, I probably would have loaded the shit up anyway, because it's like $10, you know? So I thought it'd be cool to try it out. But yeah, it's got like a PvE co-op, which we would do, but there's also PvP mode. And in games like this, like, I would liken it most to something like Megabonk. In games like this, they don't usually do PvP. It's almost always PvE, but this one has that, and you can straight up head into lobbies and stuff, which I thought was cool. So I want to try that. I don't know. I just trust Raw Fury whenever they're like, oh, you'd have fun with this. I go, okay. All right. But I'm just setting up the stuff that we need for it later, because they usually have, like, a panel image, stuff like that. So I'm just making sure that that is good. And that's why you heard my Steam sound, because that was me downloading the version that they gave me. That's my own voice. Okay, about section. You know, they made a change. In your about section, when you're editing your panels, you could always drag and drop your panels easily. They made it so that you have to click and hold for a while before you can drag it around, and they didn't tell anyone. They didn't tell anybody when Twitch changed this. So I was, like, clicking and dragging, which used to be click, and the moment you click, you can drag. And I was like, why can't I move my panels? It's because you have to sit there and hold. Yeah, Lena posted about it. That's how I learned that you have to hold, because Lena posted and was like, is anyone else, like, not able to move their fucking panels? Then people replied and they were like, oh yeah, they didn't tell anyone, but if you click and hold, it works. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I tried it. I was like, oh, okay. I guess. Yes, secret Twitch update. I guess so. I don't know. Well, at least it works. Let's see if this panel image is the right size. Sometimes they give us a huge file size and I can't upload it. Oh, no, that worked. That's one of my pet peeves. That's something I want to build into SponsorBot. When they give you a panel image and they're like, you have to put this panel up, I'm going to force in there that the image is a certain file size, because more than half of the time they go, here's the panel image, and then I download the image they send me, and then I try to put it into my panels and they go, file too big. And I'm like, fuck. And then I have to like find a way to compress the file, you know, which is so like, oh, it's just one of those small things that every time it happens, I'm like, fuck. So I'm gonna try to force it in SponsorBot on the platform. Maybe this is a less important thing, but I have it written down of like, you know, cap that file size for the panel image to whatever Twitch's thing is, because my God, it's such a small inconvenience, but it happens like every time. This panel, however, that they gave me, I didn't have to do that. So thank you to Raw Fury for that, because it's such a small thing that bothers me so much every time it happens. Like, it's not a big deal, but I'm always like, ooh, you know. So thanks to them for not giving me the wrong file size. Appreciate it. We're not going to play the game yet, but I just wanted to set it up now so I don't have to think about it later. And I have, let me see. Oh, I got to set up the timer. Oh, I set up the timer. Yeah, it's a point of friction. That's exactly what it is. And when you're making a software, you should try to reduce points of friction, right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to do there with that stupid panel thing, for example. Okay, interval, they want this every 10 minutes. And then I create it, and then I turn it off for now. Okay, that's all set up. Is time off good? Oh, so good. It was so good. I visited family. I traveled to visit some family that are quite far. And I fucking hate traveling. I love it and hate it. When I'm not busy, I'm like, yeah, I guess. And it's just, you know, it's a little inconvenient, but you get to a place and you're like, oh, I'm in a new place. So, you know, it works out. But, yeah, I have to expect I got so much work done. I did work the whole time. I brought shit down. I was working on the plane. I'm sitting in the room with family and they're like bringing me food and going, eat this. And I'm going, as I'm typing, you know. Did you go to Disney World? No. I went to Disney World once. You know, I was perhaps, I can't remember it is how I'll describe it. It was a very long time ago, and I have no memory of it, but I have a picture of myself at Disney World once. But I don't know. Olaf fucking died. Did you see the video? You saw the video of Olaf walking around being like, I'm Olaf, and then the light leaves his eyes and he fucking dies in front of a crowd of people. God, it was amazing. Actually amazing. And his nose popped off. Oh my God. You went to Disney World a few times as a kid. I only went because there was something else that was happening that myself and my family had to be in the area for. And they were also able to secure passes for free because we knew someone that worked there at the time. If those passes weren't free, I don't think I would have ever gotten to go because we didn't do things like that. The only time we traveled was for something important for family, and we drove down, driving from fucking New York, going through the city, going across the bridges, and going all the way down to Florida. New York to Florida. It's like, ugh. That's a fun drive. It's mostly not too bad, but it's so long. It's so long. Longest drive I've done solo is New York City to Ohio to Cincinnati. Cincinnati? Or Columbus. Wait, which is the one up near the water? That might have been further. Is that Columbus? Pretty sure that is. I did that shit. That drive was fucking insane. Cleveland, thank you. The C's all blend together in my brain. Cleveland is the one near the water. Yeah, Columbus is in the middle. Cincinnati, maybe Cincinnati was further. I don't know. Cleveland is closer geographically, but the roadways are very different. I think actually driving to Cincinnati was my furthest one then, because I've driven all the way out there. That shit was far, and I did that solo. Had to do drives out to spots in Ohio a few times. And then the longest drive I've done with family or like with other people was New York to Florida. We did New York to Florida, and then I've been on the West Coast near San Diego and driven from there, been on a ride from there to, where did we go? Somewhere in New Mexico. That shit was terrible. It was so hot. It was so hot. And I was like, kill me now. Like, it was one of the worst drives, because this was a long time ago, okay? We had AC back then, but we also had like roll down windows and shit, you know? And I had parents that were like, just roll down the window, get a little wind in your hair, you'll be fine, you know? And it's like, fuck. It was terrible. We've done a lot of long drives. Kind of routes called New Mexico, and Mexico's right there. When are we getting Neo New Mexico? We needed to make a third one. Neo New Mexico, just to put New Mexico in its place. Tell them what's up. Yeah, Nueva Mexico. You got the sweatshirt? Oh, how's the sweatshirt? I know some of you have been getting the sweatshirt. That's the Heaven's Twilight, the Me and Mouse merch. Do you guys like it? I'm gonna sneeze. Jesus Christ. You like the candle? I love the way the candle smells. I love the candle smell. I'm happy with the merch. I'm just so relieved. I'm so relieved because, you know, I just like doing projects. I like doing projects, and I don't like projects to fail. So when we were working on that, and then, like, you know, company was dying in the middle of us just trying to do our little duo project, I was like, fuck, you know? I was so upset. I was like, oh, the timing of this is so awful, so horrible. So just everything, fuck, yeah, everything was terrible. And I also, the podcast got totally upheaved by all that stuff. We had a lot of other things going on, and we were like, yeah, we'll just work on this slowly. We filmed episodes and stuff. Like, we worked on it. Completely upheaved by all that. I still think about it occasionally. I'm like, I should probably prod her and be like, do you want to do that? We have assets for it, and we have footage, but I'm like, it's been so long. I don't know. I feel like I'd have to like clean slate it or something. Maybe not. Maybe not. I still have all the audio, so I don't fucking know. I don't know, man. Not my biggest concern with other stuff we've got going on, but yeah, that was me. That was me. But yeah, I'm just glad that the project itself got done, because that was I was like, no, don't tell me we both got these models and we're doing all this shit, and then it's just gonna not happen. I was like, no, because it felt like so much time wasted. But no, we got across the finish line, thank God, because I put a lot of time into it. So I'm glad. Podcast would be killer. You know, I want to tell you something. For Mouse, I'm never concerned about her capacity to do things or whatever. Like, if she's like, yo, I can't today, oh, I can't do this, I'm like, you have an insane health issue. Like, I'm never gonna be like, how could you, you know, or, but you streamed, because she's like streaming half slumped in her chair and shit sometimes because she's feeling so bad, you know what I mean? So I was like, hey, if this project, like, you know, gets upteed, things happen, whatever, that's fine. But there are plenty of other people that have no excuse. I'm not gonna call anyone out directly because they're my friends. They know, we've talked about it. But there were like 3 other podcast projects that people have proposed to me and been like, I really want you to do this with me. And I'm like, yeah, tell me where and when. I'll be there. Love this kind of stuff. And they're like, okay. And then I sit there and put some like work into it, like helping them get it off the ground. Because a lot of the time it's not like, hey, do you want to come on for an episode? It's like, do you want to be my co-host kind of thing? A lot of people want me to do that with them. But then like nothing happens. And I'm like, yo, is that, did you mean that? You know? Was that real? You know what I mean? I think a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to do. Not because it is difficult, but because it's a lot. And when your main thing is not that style of content, it's really difficult to move an entire new vertical into everything you're doing. It's just not, shit ain't easy. It's mostly around the scheduling and the capacity, the code switching that, you know, just doesn't work for people. You know how many Geega chat episodes I've meant to film with people and then they just keep like not being available, and I'm like, hey, I just need you for 1 hour on a Discord call. Like, and they're like, oh, it's so hard. Oh, it's so hard making content or whatever, you know? So I'm just like, okay. Well, I did film one with someone the other day. Someone that I know and trust will always show up when I'm like, yo, you want to do something? They're like, yes, when and where? Okay, let's go. You know, so that was nice. But I think, again, like, this isn't to be super negative, but just people in this space really can't do it. They can't do it. I'm like, do you want to do anything that isn't play a game on stream? And they're like, oh, that's so hard. I don't know. I just want to do kind of other kinds of projects, though, so. I've come to the conclusion that I can't rely on anyone to do stuff with me. I have to just do it. Nah, I mean. Kill for a Geega Chat episode with Buddha and Sab. Oh, man. You know, I really should ask. I should. But I had it very centered around VTubers because of the visual format. So that changes it a little bit. Like, I need a way for people to physically appear. And then for my editor to be able to edit it in the style that we do. So it's not just like filming a podcast, you know? Like, the visuals are a little more specific. But I don't care if it's actually a VTuber or not. Like, someone could green screen themselves, but that requires them having that setup. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know. 2 models of LeBron James. Maybe that's what we're missing. Maybe that's what we need. But you make him look a little off and you call him LeBron's James. Fugi. The problem is the way the episode is edited, it doesn't look good with a PNG. It only looks good with like an entire model or a moving person, someone with facial expressions. You know? Because I actually tried one. I had one that I've completely recorded. Oh, you're gonna love this. I had an episode that I recorded with staff from our former company. It was an entire episode of like Geega Chat, but it was for the company YouTube account. And I had PNGs that I commissioned. I spent money on it. PNGs that I commissioned for everyone. That I was gonna, you know, I was gonna have. It was basically an episode of Geega Chat, but I was gonna give it to that channel. I had it basically done. It was mostly edited. I put all the time and money into it and then never really got to post it because by then shit was happening, you know? But I mostly just went and interviewed talent managers. No one else was available to join in. No one else wanted to. I wonder why. Post it. No, it was just the talent managers, you know, who were like, fine. You know? Or were they? Question mark? I don't know. But it was just the ones that actually like spoke to talent, you know? But that was all I really had. It wasn't like anyone else. And I never got to post it, but I made it. I made it, man. and I got the PNGs. I don't think they ever got to see the PNGs either, but I had an artist draw up stuff for all of them. And then as we were editing it, I'm like, it's kind of rough to make this work with just PNGs in this format. So I changed the format a little bit so the visuals kind of made more sense, you know, with just PNGs in my model together. But yeah. Yeah. What percentage of projects do you reckon never see the light of day? For me? For other people? What do you mean? I mean, while I was with the other company, it was like 80% of them never saw the light of day. But when it's just me, it's a lot more. So it depends on the environment. Depends on who's working on it. I would say 90% of group projects don't happen. Anyone tries to plan with anyone else that isn't a simple game collab, 90% of those things don't ever get off the ground. But people work on stuff in the back end all the time. Or they ideate and they kick off, but then they like stop working. They just like legitimately, they just become a sitting duck, like which has always confused me. But I think the TLDR is that so many of the streamers are just idea guys. And the ones who like work tend to be the YouTubers. I find that anytime I have a friend who is a YouTuber or is also a YouTuber in addition to being a streamer and like really makes content for videos, any of those people, when I ask them to do something, they're fucking on it. They're on it. Because they work in that format. They manage their own projects, right? Every video is a little project. They do this shit. But then when they're a streamer and they don't really do that stuff, I would say anytime you ask them to do anything that's more than just a stream together, 90% of those projects will fall through. And I go into it thinking that, you know, like I think if you go in with that expectation, it's fine. You don't feel so bad about it because you're just like, well, you know, you throw shit at a wall and one of them will stick.
Perennial idea guy trying to become a doer.
Do it. That's it. There are no tips. There is nothing to help you. Sit down and do it or don't, bitch. Like that's genuinely, I wish there were better advice. But that is honestly the only thing that's worked for me. And be honest with yourself when you are an idea guy and you don't do stuff. Tell yourself, the reason I didn't do it isn't because of all of these lists of reasons. The reason I didn't do it is because I didn't want it enough. If you really wanted it, you would do it. You have to say stuff like that to yourself. And don't trick yourself. I can't start this yet because blah, 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 or I can't blah, blah, blah. You could do it right now. If you can play video games for an hour every day, you can work on something, right? Now, is that workaholic energy? Maybe a little bit, but you can. It's possible. Therefore, you have to be honest with yourself about it was possible and I didn't. It doesn't mean you have to beat yourself up, but, you know, I think that's the best way to become a doer is just do shit. Be honest with yourself when you don't do shit, right? Because when you make excuses for yourself, you're the problem, you know? And put it all on yourself. The issue's always you. The issue's always you. Because even those group projects that I didn't see get off the ground, I know I did a lot for. If I DM those people every fucking day about it, every day, it probably would have gotten done. I could have done more. Does that mean it's my fault? No, I don't feel bad about it, but I know if I wanted enough, I could have DM'd them every single day to get this thing done. Or to get them to manage expectations and say, actually, we're not doing it, and like be clear, right? So I always put on myself, and that helps me get shit done because I don't shift that blame in my head to anything else. Which some people may not handle well emotionally. Like if you're not that kind of person who can tank that, I wouldn't necessarily do that. But if you can, if you're able to do it without being hard on yourself, you're not getting emotional over it, you're just being realistic, then, to do it that way. Think of it that way. How often do you DM people about group projects? Depends on the project. There's like one important thing that I've been DMing one person about like once a week since end of December, and they still have just not. All I need is a yes or no from them about something, by the way. I don't even need much from them. I need a yes or no and then like 30 minutes of their time for them to set something up. And they still haven't. Not that they've ghosted everything. They've just been like, oh yeah, let me get back to you. And then they don't. And then they message me about something else. And I'm like, hey, what about that thing? Right? Like that's a very common scenario where even if you message them like weekly, they'll be like, yeah, let me get back to this. I'll get to you tonight or I'll get to you tomorrow. They set an expectation and then don't meet it and then just like hope you won't say anything. They just, if I close my eyes, they can't see me. They start doing that. That's very common. You just have to get used to it.
Just get up and get started. Just gotta do it, combo.
Just do it. What would you suggest for someone who's interested in work to help streamers with the back end stuff? I love managing work. Well, most streamers can't pay you. They can't afford to pay you. So it's not the best line of work. The people who can afford to pay you are a small few. For managing work, I mean. Oh, I didn't ping the Discord, thank you. But the small few that can pay you probably already have a team. And a lot of people just to get help from like an agency or a management company or something, though a lot of those could really improve. Some of those staff are great, and then so many of them are, no offense, downright useless. For Gore to ping. There we go. Discord ping. But yeah. Collaboration just arrived. Yeah, we were just talking about it before. I'm really glad that got done. I'm glad you guys are getting it. It is kind of, well, it depends on where you live, but it's kind of hoodie weather. It's not, big jacket weather anymore. In some areas, it's nice during the day and then just chilly at night, so it's good timing. You don't have the magic trick to getting people to hop on the good teammate train? No, because you can't change people. You can't fix people, I think that's what you got to do is you got to accept that you can't fix people. You can't make them work. Someone who's not used to working, you can't just suddenly get them to become a hard worker. That's not, how it works. And the more you push them, the more you push them away. Right? If they just don't want to, they haven't reconciled in their own head that that's what it is. But if realistically, they just don't want to, you keep pushing them, you just become annoying to them. So you just have to do your own thing. And the people who want to work with you on stuff will just kind of show themselves and do things. You try stuff out, knowing that a lot of people kind of not meet the expectation that you're hoping to set for them. But, and you don't take it to heart and you don't get mad at people. You just try. And those who you work with and get shit done, you go, okay, let's do this again and see if it's sustainable. You just have to slowly, figure it out. But I think the important part is not getting mad at anybody. People just work differently. And you're not better because you're, ooh, I put in more effort, so I'm better. Some people just do really well anyway. Right? So you just have to be like, okay, well, I do things this way, so I'll find people that do things this way, right? Know what I mean? Some people work hard in some contexts, but don't do shit in others depending on their interests. Yeah, exactly. Some people, their hard work is something that you wouldn't necessarily see, so you shouldn't always write people off as well, because just because they couldn't do this one thing you wanted them to do doesn't mean that they can't really grind on something else. People just have different capacities for different things. That's why you don't, put people down, call them out, and be like, this person couldn't do this thing, so they're terrible, or whatever. It's really just about individual capacities and all that, so. Yeah, for me, I just try shit with people. Hope it works out, and if it doesn't, I'm like, that's okay. Well, it was only a 90% chance that it wouldn't work out anyway. only a 10% chance it would work out based off of my former data. So, you know, so you don't even like feel bad when something doesn't work out. You're just like, oh, well, I tried. But you wade through people and you find people that really can do stuff. I actually filmed a video for a friend's YouTube channel. Whenever it's out, I'll let you guys know. My good friend Onus. You guys know Onus? You know Onus? You probably don't know who Onus is. Or maybe some of you do. I don't know. I feel like that's one that... I think you know who they are, but not as that name. They have multiple channels. When it's out, you'll be like, oh. Oh. But yeah, that'll be fun. And then I'm just setting up more Geega chat episodes with people that are able to pop on. I'm gonna do a Hand and Brain collab with Geary later this month. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be at 3 a.m. for me. I'm gonna match her schedule. It's gonna be 3 a.m. And then I'm making her trade me in exchange that she'll film a Geega chat with me. My time s your time. So that'll be nice. Because she's one of the people I've known the longest. I remember watching her when she had 20 viewers and she never did any cooking content yet. And she told me, she was like, oh my God, I was thinking of doing this thing where I put on a green screen and I like have my hands showing and I do cooking. And I was like, hell yeah. So I've known her that long. So that'll be a fun one. That'll be good. And I always say it, and I'll say it again, I always say it, when I had my surgery, even though she's not someone that I talk to all the time, we're both busy, so we just check in occasionally, she messaged me twice a day, every single day when I was out of my surgery and in recovery to check on me and see how I was doing. And I will always mention that. I will always mention that because she was just the best. She was the best. Her and Soy from Iron Vertex, actually. Soy set up a day. She was like, while you're in recovery, when you're feeling good enough to sit up in a chair, we have to set up a day because we're going to play video games. And then me and Soy and Brian played video games together. Soy's always been very good. Very good. Any interest in bringing back people you've already had on for an episode 2? I'd be down for bringing people back. I just feel like I don't have that many episodes out, so would it be weird? Would that be odd? I'd love to have Mouse or Michi back on. Actually, it was fun. It was fun filming with Kuro. But yeah, I would bring them back. I want to bring Quite back on. I feel like a lot of people that watch me didn't really know who Quite was, but then Quite is like a very well-known person in his own spaces. And I kind of thought it'd be fun to bring Quite back on too. Because we get along really well. That's one of my good friends. One of the more unexpected ones too, because Quite doesn't even like stream much anymore, just is a YouTuber. Gotta do the Barack Obama Geega chat as a buffer between Mouse episodes. The thing is, I would be down for like these random ass guests that that are just like so out of left field. I don't know, man. I would be down. I've been building a list of people that I want to ask that are maybe a little more off the beaten path. But the thing is, I always have done this with VTubers. And the way we edit it visually, I basically need someone to be green screened. So I would need to get people to set up a green screen. And what if they're like, yeah, I have one, but the lighting's bad, and they set up a shitty green screen, and then I have to edit that? It's worrying. It's worrying when you work with people that you don't know like super well on something like this, you know? So there's that. Could also not have them green screen themselves and just like, you know, throw the rectangle of them in their webcam wherever, but it's a little awkward. Bet. Yeah, isn't it awkward, Bark, trying to figure out how to do that with other guests? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Found Quite in the wild and finding out he's also in the VTuber scene was fun. I wouldn't say he's like in the VTuber scene too heavily. Like, you know, some people And he definitely tried it out for a time, but he also backed up a little. Um, and I don't blame him. He just needs to focus on his shit. And too many VTubers are streaming centric and not like YouTube video centric, so it's hard to. It's actually insanely hard to make friends with other VTubers if you're not a streamer yourself. Something I realized. And I have a lot of YouTuber friends now that don't stream, or some of them have never streamed. And it's interesting how different things are. And you know, I want to say this. I think they're so much happier. On average, not saying that all streamers are unhappy or something like that, but on average, I think the YouTubers are happier and less stressed and have better lifestyles. Like everything about them is healthier compared to streamers. It's so funny. The gap between how they live their lives and how they feel is insane. And again, not to say that all streamers are unhappy, because plenty of them are doing just fine, but the average, right? The average of my YouTuber friends and the average of my streamer friends, the happiness level for the YouTubers is way higher, and the healthiness, the mental health, and just how they live their lifestyle. It's very interesting. Very interesting. They don't have to be on as often. I think they also, yeah, they're not subject to people picking apart them just being themselves on camera, because they're practicing what they're saying, they're scripting it out. Some of it's not practiced as much, but they can edit things, whereas streaming is all live. So like I think streaming is more vulnerable is a good way to put it, right? They're a lot more vulnerable, and I don't think everyone's built for that, is what I've realized. Yeah, some of the big YouTubers basically left social media, and all of them say it's great for their mental. Yeah, there's recent celebrities do the "ooh, I'm untouchable" thing. It's not because they all think they're so great. It's because no one actually likes. Um, Actually, not no one. I think there are people that do enjoy it, but no one actually likes being in the limelight when they signed on to not necessarily be that. So if they were like doing movies, they're just there because they like acting, and you're in a room acting with a crew of people. You're not in front of everyone. But then suddenly, once the thing premieres and people start like trying to dig into your personal life, and they're like, whoa, you know, it's different for streaming because you kind of sign up for it, right? But it's still hard to deal with for some people. But yeah, I think that's why a lot of people that aren't streamers are all just kind of, they back off from a lot of the public stuff, because they're like, wait a minute, I never wanted that. Right? Some of them do, and a lot of those become streamers, but you know. But yeah. As someone put recently, one of the things he likes about YouTube over streaming is that when he works on a YouTube video, he can get up and walk away or do something else. He can't do that while streaming. Yeah. What if I'm like, I want to, I really feel like I want to go for a walk right now. Get up and leave you guys for 20 minutes, 30. If I'm doing a good walk, that's going to be like 30 minutes. I can't do that midstream. Could I technically do that? Yes, but like you can't. You should not is the way to say it. No one would. Almost no streamer would. You can't grow on that. People get impatient. People leave, whatever. It's very rare that a streamer can do that and not have it like be a bad thing for them. And so that stinks. To be fair, that's most jobs. Yeah, but you get a lunch break or you get something. You also don't have people staring at you and breathing down your neck literally the whole time and expecting you to entertain them. So you can sit at your job at your desk, right? But you could also like look at the ceiling for a minute and stretch. And no one's like, you haven't spoken in 30 seconds. What's wrong? Right? You know what I mean? It's very interesting. It's very interesting. Vito has figured out he can throw up the anime girl and wander off. Dude, I know. I'm like, maybe I should hire a jester to do halftime every stream. Maybe I should have a small streamer friend and be like, I'll pay you, whatever your rate is for 30 minutes. And you show up at some point in the middle of the stream and I walk away and you do a 30-minute segment the halftime show, and I take a break, I eat, I go for a walk, whatever, and then I come back, your segment's over, and we go, right? Could you imagine having a halftime show? Hire me, I'm not funny, but I'm very cheap. And then I have you guys rate the halftime show after. It could actually be so good. Me trying to become healthier in my lifestyle, so I hired a jester. It could be really good. Hire different streamers to do a halftime once a week. Well, it could be really funny because then also it's just like it's like a showcase of these small streamers that you might not know of. So it's something for them to help them too, you know? So I feel like it could kind of be fun just to be like, hey, here's my friend that I want to have like more eyes on them. Here you go.
Call it Jester Maxing, claim the term away from the rot.
Absolutely yoked Chad Jester Maxes on stream for 30 minutes. It could be fun. I've seen streamers force people into their voice chat to interchange chat for a food break. Oh, I've seen that. I'm saying this is a scheduled segment. Slightly more refined, but not too far off. That way they have a chance to prep something. I do that for friends when they're doing subathons. Sometimes they'll be doing a subathon. I hop in the call at 3 a.m. Actually, I've been doing that less because now everyone just has their mods do it, and I'm like, damn, you don't you don't need good old Jester Geega anymore, do you, huh? But I used to always hop on and I'd be like, hey, this is the radio segment, and I just start like talking about fucking whatever while they sleep. Good times. I like doing that, but I like doing it solo or with one other person. And one of the problems was that a lot of the time people have a server set up and there will be like 8 people in the VC, and I'm like, I'm not needed here, so I just never join. Though I did join Michi's for a little bit when they were like singing and had a great time. That was fun. I liked her group of folks that were like taking care of the stream while she was sleeping. That shit was funny. Anyway, I've been off the screen for this long and you're still here. Look at that. I'm gonna go grab a drink. Non-alcoholic, of course. Not that kind of gal. I'm gonna grab a drink and then be right back. And then I wanna play something. I don't know what. What if someone wanted to hire you to be their halftime show? I'm sorry, you missed the amazing Geega comedy special in Peak on Mouse's stream that one time, and you know what? If you missed that, then that's just fucking on you, dude. I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Evol. 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 Evol.
Why the hell are we typing O? I'm back. I got a drink. And I got a tiny orange. Orange. I'm trying to say orange instead of orange. I'm trying to be good, but I won't say orange. Chat secret, no streamers allowed. You know I can scroll up. Orange. Red, orange, green, blue, and turquoise. Hold on, I gotta peel this. You're gonna sit here. And I'm gonna peel this orange, okay? I'm gonna peel this orange. So I'm down here peeling this orange. Oh. You know, I fixed that transition at some point, and then it started doing it again. I don't know what the fuck that's about. No, I ain't. I don't fucking care. I'm gonna peel this damn orange, and I'm gonna eat it. Wait, can you hear it if I peel it on the mic? Oh, yeah. I see the little thing on OBS. Look at that. You hear the sound of the pith ripping off. Ooh. I always wanted to do an ASMR stream, but I don't talk. I just, like, eat a fucking orange or some shit. I don't even want to make food sounds, like, in my mouth, though. I hate that stuff. I get the heebies when I hear someone eating. But I just want to, like, peel an orange. You know? Just taking the pith. Taking the pith. I don't like eating a lot of it. I don't know about you. But I painstakingly peel so much of the pith off of the outside and off the little bits. But it's good for you. I mean, it's fiber, so you should eat it. But I'm a little baby, and I don't like the pith, so I just, I sit here and I spend so much time pulling bits of it off. It's so inefficient. But the fiber, I know. But I just take normal, well, I guess different types of fiber are very important, actually. But I just take fiber, man. I've been good, and I've been trying to, peel a little less of it off, not go so painstakingly, you know, around every little bit of it. So I would still get some of it, you know. I accidentally pithed my pants. I pithed my pants. I don't know, the pith is good for you, though. There are different types of fiber, and I had to listen to a family member over this weekend tell me all about. They're a very educated person on this stuff. Why are you tiny right now? Because I'm leaning back. That's how it works. Ready? Lean forward. Lean back. I'm sitting like sludge in my chair while I peel this orange. But I had to listen to a family member tell me all about the different types of fiber, and this is their whole field of study. This is their whole thing. You really got to take this, and you got to eat these, and you know. So I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna try to not peel all the pith off like a freak. You know? Ew, you said I peel mandarin oranges for so long that it gets dry and tastes like shit, LOL. Yeah. I'm not that bad with it. I'm not that bad with it. But I bought a bag of, like, you know, those ones, the little ones. I could eat 5 of these a day, dude. I really, really like, I mean, they're really sweet, so obviously they're just good. But I really like citrus, and I like things that are a little sour or very sour. I can just eat lemons. I eat citrus flavored everything. And I haven't had these in a while. So I think I'm gonna go through the whole 3-pound bag in like 3 days. When I was looking at how many I ate yesterday, I was like, oh fuck. Like I could shotgun these, you know? I love them. Hate the small ones, they're like half skin. Yeah, but the skin is fibrous and good for you. And crush a grapefruit, but orange is a bit too sweet for me. Dude, oh. I love grapefruit. Some of my friends complain that it's too bitter for them. Which I don't know. Maybe I've just been eating them my whole life, so I'm just like, they're not that bad. Maybe I'm just used to it. But I love grapefruit. Can I have it because of meds? Yeah. It mixes very poorly with some things. Very poorly. But I love them. Pomelos are like a middle ground between the bitter and sweet side of citrus. Yeah, I like them a lot. You drink pure lime juice and your family hates it? See, I do the same thing. I don't give a fuck. I like it. It's you want to not be too crazy with things that are very acidic, of course, but, you know. It's good. It's just good, man. Oh. I love these little fucking oranges. I'm probably just gonna eat the whole bag within the next couple days. I can't stop. They're so good. Sounds like canker city. I don't get canker sores from eating acidic stuff or anything like that. I don't. The only time in my life I've really gotten them have been like the couple times I've accidentally fallen asleep without brushing my teeth, right? Like if I did something like I was out very late, got home, and I was just like, I just like conked out, and then woke up, you know, at 6 a.m. on my couch and was like, fuck. Like if I do something like that, there have been a couple times. I think I'm just not prone to them though, because I think some people are just more prone to them, aren't they? I think I'm just one of the ones that's not, maybe. Moo. But yeah, I don't really get those. I've gotten a couple in my lifetime. I have some friends that are super susceptible to them. Like they get them just all the time and they don't do anything wrong. So I think it's genetic predisposition, right, for canker sores more than anything else. Get them off and I always brush my teeth. Yeah, I have a friend who's like really on it. I've watched her, okay? Brushes her teeth twice a day. Sometimes in the middle of the day too, because she just doesn't like the feeling. Flosses, mouthwash, everything. And she's so prone to canker sores. She just gets them all the time. So I think it's just, even if you do everything right, if you're prone to them, you're prone to them, right? Yeah, the time I've really gotten them, it's been a couple of times when I've bitten the inside of my cheek really badly, and then sometimes it's turned into a sore. Not always, just occasionally. Like the times I've gotten some really bad ones. It's only been that. Which I've gotten much better at. I used to, oh my god. I used to bite so hard down on the inside of my mouth all the time. All the time. I've gotten better at it. It's because when I was younger, I would eat like a freak. I would eat like that food wasn't going to be there if I didn't eat it within a minute. I'd be like, you know, trying to eat quickly. Because I grew up in a household where there was an amount of food put on the table. You got the food that you got. And if you wanted to take more, you finish what's on your plate first and then you go grab more. Sometimes, if your siblings grab more before you, there might not be any left. So I was like a little competitive with trying to make sure that I was eating the things that I liked fast enough to make sure that I could get more if I wanted it, right? And that I would bite the inside of my cheek, you know, because I was just like trying to eat quicker than I should have. So I would bite the inside of my cheeks all the time, compared to now where there's, you know, that doesn't exist. I had to slow myself down in my adult life, you know? Yeah, so it swells and I bite the same spot again. Oh, that's the worst. I would do it all the time. Yeah. I mean, if there's no rush, there's no rush. So nowadays I don't do it, but when I was younger growing up, I would always do it because I was just like, oh my god, I need more of that ravioli, you know, or whatever the fuck. So I'd be like speed eating that thing, and then I'd bite the crap out of my cheek, and it was just terrible. It was just terrible. Just slam back that orange. That shit was so good. I'm gonna get another one later. Ooh, when you bite your cheek and start tasting iron. I really like the flavor though, which is like the bad part. Not good. Not good. but I like it. Ooh, your dad grew up with 6 siblings. If you leave food unattended, he'll immediately eat it. You don't get that behavior out of him anymore. Yeah, it's you're a product of your environment more than anything else, right? And yeah, I just ugh. Lots of kids around, lots of family members. Only just so much food makes you really develop habits. Why am I still like still okay? I was leaning back before, but now I feel like I'm still too. There we go. That's better. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have to compete for food no more, which is great. It's just it's a small thing that you don't realize affects you so much until you're an adult and you're eating with another adult who bought their own food and they're going, "Why do you eat so fast? This isn't a race." And then when you hear that 4 times, at some point you go, Am I all right? Like, is something wrong with me? Like, what? You know, you don't really realize it until people start pointing it out. And I was like, I don't. Oh, whoops, whoops. It all makes sense, right? All comes full circle eventually.
Your weird bit amounts always leave me with weird bit amounts left
Yeah.
and I feel a compulsion to unload them. Your dark patterns have worked on me.
As planned. As planned. All according to plan. Just as I expected. You will give me that $1.59. Huge money. Huge money, dude. Crazy. You know, I've been doing my taxes, my personal taxes, and I've been going through and itemizing and all that because everything is a deduction as much as it can be. You know, especially when you're a streamer, you're an independent contractor, you're self-employed, and you pay additional taxes because you also have to pay self-employment tax. So it's very important to save yourself money and, you know, deduct everything you can. So I'm itemizing every little purchase, and if it's something I use for work or streaming even slightly, I'm like, okay, that, this percent of that, blah blah blah. And I'm going through it. And I was looking at so you can claim certain expenses that you make on Twitch as quote unquote marketing. I was like, huh. So I'm going through and writing down every single subscription, every bit of bits, and trying to see, can I justify this one? Can I justify that one? You know, and it's like every little thing I'm writing down. I'm like, oh fuck. It's so much. I wonder if you have to pay self-employment tax even if you don't earn that much. Is there a minimum amount? I think it's like $400. Let me see. Or you have to pay on $400. I'm pretty sure. Minimum for self-employment tax. Let me see if my figure is correct. Yep, you must pay self-employment tax if your net earnings from self-employment are $400 or more annually. I didn't think that number was right. Look at that. Whew. Look at that. Yeah, it's very low. So if you're like stream on Twitch and you have any friends that just give you stuff, you might hit that within the year. You know? It's interesting. Ooh, 24 were rough for you. Wife set her deductions to 0 and we wound up owing 10K more even though I'd already paid 100K. Oh. Yeah, my taxes last year were a lot of money. A lot of money. It was crazy. Anything you DoorDash during stream is apparently deductible. I'd have to look that up. I do that occasionally. I do that here and there. I mostly eat before and after stream, and then I just like snack in the middle, but sometimes I do that. Yeah. Most of my food outside of stuff that I order on stream is stuff that I made, though. Yeah. Yeah. Can a game you play on a collab be considered a business expense? Only if you make content out of it for your own channels. So if you did a collab on someone else's channel and not on your own, and you recorded it, and then posted a YouTube short of that. Even though you didn't stream it, you could claim that, yeah. Because you used that game purchase in some way to make content for one of your channels. But if someone else invites you in and you play the game and you're on their channel, but you never post it to any of your own channels, you never put it into your own content, then you really shouldn't. You really shouldn't. You should be good about it. You know? Yeah, what Bite said. Detective, what Bite said. It's the answer I was gonna give. Yup. Yup. 1099 NEC first full year. Ooh. Oh, the mileage is terrible. Yeah. Doing all that kind of stuff. There's so many small things. And even if you hire a CPA or you hire some tax professional to do everything, you still have to like get all that information yourself anyway and hand it to them. So you still do 75% of the work yourself and then they just do the forms for you. You know, it's like no matter what, it has to come from you. You know, it has to come from you no matter what. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Ready for Easter. Dude, why is Easter so early this year? It feels so early. I'm so used to it being mid-April. A family that I just saw, I'm going to have to go see again on Sunday. We're not streaming Sunday, by the way, because it's Easter, and you got to drag me out kicking to get me streaming on Easter. Are you fucking insane, you know? Like, it's a big day. It's a big day. It's like Christmas for me, you know? That's spring Christmas. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that with family. What if I said Jesus wanted you to do it? That's not how that works. That's not how that works. Yeah, it's this Sunday. Do any of you do like the whole week? Do any of you do all the days? You ever do Ash Wednesday and have to walk around with ashes in your forehead looking like a crazy person? I didn't have to do that, but there were times where I did that. Holy Week. Holy Week. Yeah. Yeah. I did a lot of the traditional stuff. A lot of the traditional stuff. We already did Palm Sunday. He said a really good lamb eats a lot of pie on Sunday. Yeah, that's what most people do. Do you do anything olive related on the Tuesday? I feel like a lot of the extra days, people really just do Palm Sunday, Ash Wednesday, kind of Good Friday, and then Easter Sunday, right? They don't do everything. But we did something for all of it, and we actually always did something on Passover too, even though, you know, because it's connected to Jewish Passover and everything as well. And you know, family members would be Catholic, but we'd still do Passover shit too. You know, good old, oh, we gotta go down to Gethsemane or whatever the fuck. Does your family do the New York City egg hunt stuff? So Easter is extra fun in New York because there's a lot going on. There are a lot of activities and things that you can do that the city kind of runs or different groups in the city run. So you can have a genuinely fun Easter, but I feel like that's not always the case depending on where you live. So maybe for me, my experience is a little different because there's a lot of fun stuff going on. Really, really fun stuff. Yeah, no one would work on Good Friday. Even if your job wanted you to come in, everyone would always take Good Friday off so we'd all be able to be together. I don't know. It's usually about Easter Sunday though. Really. Remember the ash on the forehead? Catholic kindergarten. Not derogatory. Literally went to a Catholic kindergarten. I get you. I get you. Catholic kindergarten, not derogatory, by the way. Yeah. Is Fat Tuesday Mardi Gras and not Easter? Fat Tuesday. I'm gonna start calling it that. No, it's when Jesus went to, what did he do? The Mountain of Olives? I don't know. I'm not really that religious. I'm like a traditional person, but not a faith having a person. Not a big faith haver, you know? Not really one of those. There's a Mountain of Olives. Yeah, what do you call it? Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, Tuesday, Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. He gave a speech called the Olivet Discourse. It was a prophecy. And he spoke in parables. It was crazy. That was also on that day was when Judas negotiated everything to betray him. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Or so the stories go. So the stories go. There's not really much to celebrate on a lot of these days. It's mostly just Easter Sunday and Palm Sunday that kind of people do shit on because that's the weekend. But that was the OG story was about that on the Tuesday. We call it Pancake Tuesday here, and it's only celebrated because we get pancakes. What the fuck? Where did you get that from? You call it Pancake Tuesday and have pancakes. Like your family or like where you're from? They all do that. What? I've never heard of that. That's funny. I think it's a British thing. Huh? That's cool. Hold on. Maybe I'll appropriate that. Pancake Tuesday. Oh, Shrove Tuesday. Oh, the Shrove Tide. That's something different. That's before Lent. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm familiar with this. I thought you were talking about the week of Easter. You're talking about before that. It's part of Lent. Or pre-Lent, I should say. Oh. Yeah, it's your like last feast before Lent starts happening. We didn't really do all of this stuff with Lent where everyone would be like fasting and everything. I was never really forced to do any of that because we didn't have a lot of money or food to begin with. And my mom would always go, "Yeah, let the people that are really well fed do Lent. You guys keep eating, please." Like, you kids keep eating. She would always say that because we were like, you know, we didn't really have a lot to begin with at times, so you know. Yeah, fasting was sometimes you got like sleep for dinner if you didn't eat the food fast enough and your siblings ate it all, you know. So yeah. Yeah. We observed it as in we acknowledged it, but we didn't really like do it. We're always forced to eat fish on Fridays. I hated it. Really? Yeah, we only do that for certain holidays. Pre-Christmas, right? Christmas Eve, you do that. Or really the whole week beforehand and until Little Christmas, there's specific foods that you do on specific days. But we wouldn't do everything you ate in that day was according to the traditional thing. It would be you eat whatever you want, and then there's always that one dish for that one day that also comes out. Something like that, you know? So they did it, but they didn't go too crazy. Easter Monday is called Schmigus Dingus, or Wet Monday. In Poland, we have a tradition where you pour water over other people for luck. Dude, I'd be so pissed if I was walking around and people were like, haha, gotcha, and just poured water on me and then went, it's Wet Monday. You can't be mad because it's Wet Monday. I'd kill somebody. I'd be so pissed. I mean, is it like a little sprinkling, like when you're in the bathroom with your friends and you've got wet hands after washing your hands, you start going like this and you start like flicking your fingers at them? Is it like that, or are you actually taking a chunk of water and dropping it on somebody? Because that's different. Oh, those are completely different. Yeah, spray bottle, maybe. Maybe spray bottle? I don't know. Terrible. Like an ice block. Well, that could kill somebody, okay? You're leaning out your window and going, it's wet Monday, and throwing ice at them. You know, maybe a bit much. Maybe a bit much. Super soaker of holy water. Oh, my father used to wake me up by throwing a glass full of water at me early morning. It got crazier after that. An entire glass in your bed? If someone threw water at my mattress, they'd be done. Yeah, the mold spores. Oh. Glass. I'd be so mad. Mold spore Monday. Let's get those mold spores going. Let's get this place humid, I say as I pour water on you on wet Monday. It's fucked up. That's so fucked up. I'd be mad. I applaud you if you never, like, swung at him.
Let's get this place humid.
Greetings, Geega and Jack. I'm back from visiting my friend. He's asked me to be a groomsman at his wedding. Ooh, I think stuff like that is
Think
cute.
fast, kiddo. It's moldy Monday. Yeats glass.
But it kind of sucks that you have to stand there. You just have to stand there. These people are getting married, and you just have to stand in a line, and you can't even see well. You have the worst viewing angle, even though you're one of the closest people to them. And then you don't even get to wear exactly what you want because there's a dress code that you have to deal with that other people don't. You don't get to sit, right? It's a lot. It's a lot. My family started having all the bridesmaids and groomsmen just sit down. They just have like, they don't even go up to the front. They walk in and then they loop back around and they sit in like the second or third row. That's it. And they don't even have to, they wear a color, but they don't have to wear the same thing, you know? They've been doing that because everyone was like, I'm tired of watching these people stand up there and get locked knees and look like they're miserable and they can't even see and they're your best friend and they can't even watch from a good angle, you know? Like they can't even see their face because you're standing behind them. You're looking at the back of your friend's head. So, yeah, a lot of my family members started just kind of being like, we'll just give them seating. They'll do the nice walk in and the walk out, but, you know, which I thought was just nicer. Your cousin just got married in civil court and that's it. I think that's a better idea. You know how expensive they are nowadays? One of my friends just got married a few months ago. Let me look it up. She was telling me the figures. Average price of wedding in USA. Okay, 23-24, the average was $30,000 to $35,000. And it varied wildly per state. So in a state like Alaska, it's like $16K. But then if you're in like the Northeast, it's like $50K. Average. Now, I'm aware people spend less, but a lot of people spend more. So the average is that. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Just go to the courthouse, man. Like, oh. People can't even afford houses. Just get a house and then, I don't know, if you have a yard, get married in the backyard or some shit. Rent a party tent. Ooh, you know. That's just insane. My friend, I was asking her how much it costs because she was like, oh, yeah, it's so expensive, but we really cut costs down, so it's not that bad. And I was like, what do you mean not that bad? And she was like, $25K. And I said, what the fuck do you mean not that bad? It's so expensive. And she was like, actually, that's under the average. And I was like, what? And I looked into this and I was astounded. I was absolutely astounded at how much people spend. It was crazy. And it's all this psyop industry, right? Think of companies like De Beers that do diamonds and how they just decided to make artificial scarcity. It's like that with the whole industry. The dresses are like that, the venues, you have to have fresh flowers. You can't have any fake ones. Like every little bit of it is like that. Very parallel to the diamonds thing. And so the whole industry is just They're all propping each other up and getting everyone to spend more money on every bit of it. And I'm like, what? Ugh. Ugh. That's just terrifying. AI generate wedding photos and get a house instead. Or you could just take normal pictures with, a phone, which is as good as an old DSLR in a lot of cases now. Very old, but I don't know. It's just crazy. Ew, you had a coworker back in 2008 say that 100K was the minimum for a wedding with her friends and family. Told her we live in different worlds. 100? I know a lot of the cost comes from having more guests. The more guests you have means you got to book a bigger space. You have to pay per plate for the food usually. So I get it. Do you ever need more than 100 people there? I have a huge family, and even then I could cut that list down,
Women and death are all upcharged just to make sure you're fucked over at every stage of your life.
Yeah, especially death. I've dealt with a lot of funeral costs and things in the past. Oh my god, so much. So much. My one cousin said, fuck all that, wore a purple dress she already hadn't liked, like 2K. Well, you can still find, because I went dress shopping with this friend, you can find bridal gowns that are not that expensive. But there's what's that one show? That one show on TLC about brides, like, picking out their dresses. That one show normalized, not Bridezilla, no, it's just about the dresses. It's just about the dresses. Say it's a dress. That one. That one, they go to this expensive store. I know this store. It's this one in New York City. And that show normalized prices way above what they should be. And now all the smaller stores kind of match those price ranges. Holy fuck. People on that show are spending between $3,000 and like $10,000 on these dresses. And they're making it sound like it's so normal to do this. Which, I like, what? So many people walk in, my budget is, I'd like to keep it just under 5,000. What? It should never be more than one. It should never be more than one unless you are literally covering that shit in crystals, It's just, it's insane. I think it's nice to spend a little and like have the thing you want, but not 5K. Oh, I don't know. That scares me. For a dress you wear once. That's exactly how they sell it to them, though. They sit there and they're like, you're only wearing it once. Gotta make it good. Imagine having your pictures on your wedding day not look the way you want. They that's the kind of stuff that they whisper in their ears, like Littlefinger, they're like, meh, 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 meh. And they convince these people to, go a little more expensive, Next thing you know, they're walking out there with a $4,000 dress. It's crazy. They do get remarried, but they're not going to wear the same dress typically, because then it just reminds them of the former marriage. So they are going to wear that dress once, even if they get married again, right? Typically. It's crazy. But one of my friends, when she got married, you know what she did? She went to thrift stores and she was just going around to a whole bunch of them. And one day she found a dress that she got for $70. That was someone's older wedding dress, not that old, and was really nice. All she had to do was pay to get it tailored to her. It was pretty close, a little off. She got it tailored to her and changed a couple of the details on it. It didn't have straps. She added straps, right? Like little things like that. Total cost for her was like $200. All right. Okay. Pretty good. Whatever happened to getting Gam Gam's dress? Passing it down the generations? Whatever happened to like everyone's dresses? So let's say you got your dress and you got married, right? You're a woman, you're in your dress, you're a dress wearer of whatever sort. You wear your one dress and you're done with it. I know a lot of women kind of like to keep their dress. I know a lot of women keep it, and then when their daughters get married, they offer, you can wear your, this dress, because some people preserve it really nicely. So, and the thing is, there are really good tailors out there in the bridal category. You can take an old dress that looks dated and have them alter some things so it doesn't look dated anymore. Right? But no one, that's what I was going to say. All the daughters refuse. Like, no one does it. They're all like, but I watched Siesta the dress once and I really want that $5,000 dress from that one designer. And I'm like, ugh. Ugh. It's crazy. Insane. They make wedding dresses out of tissue paper and string now, so it dissolves after one day. Yeah, they dissolve after one day, but they still spend like thousands for it. And they're made out of crap materials. It's crinoline fabric or whatever the fuck. Crazy. Crazy, man. Just get an edible wedding dress. Is it cake? You walk down the aisle, turn to your wife. They read out your vows, you say them. They read out the vows, she says nothing. You look at her, you realize she's been cake all along. It's the plot of a horror movie. Have you seen the clip of the opera singer crashing out over how good measure Ian sings naturally? Are you trying to promote my friend to me? Nice try. We have the wife's dress sealed and preserved in a display box. Take it out to be serviced every 5 years, I think. Yeah, that's what people do. They get their dress preserved, right? You have to keep it dry and everything. And they occasionally have it taken out and looked at and made sure that it's kept nice. But I don't know why. I don't know why. If you display it, that's great. You display it, you're doing something with it. But if you leave it in a box and you're not trying to get like your own daughter to wear it or something like that, why are you keeping it? Why not sell it? Give it to a thrift store, sell it to someone that you know and go like, hey, this just needs to be altered.
The wife guy always
you know?
been nightmare. It's been cake the whole time.
The husband. I just memories, I presume, I guess. I think it's very, I mean, it probably means a lot to them, but I don't know. How many people want to buy someone's old wedding dress though? Yeah, but why do they care? Because they weren't taught that this shit doesn't matter. I don't know. That's the thing. That's the prevailing attitude. They're like, oh, someone else's old dress. Like, I don't know. If it's a nice one, it's a nice one. That's all. If it's a nice one, it's a nice one. That's it. If it's a little dated, stuff can always be changed. I don't know, man. I don't know. There was another TLC show where they would tailor the mother's dress and they would find a store dress for the bride to choose. The tailored dress always was nicer looking, suited them better, and was cheaper, but they almost always chose a store dress. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing is they would always like, you always hear them say things like, well, it's your special day. You do what you want. But I'm sorry. If I was a mother and my own kid was like, I just really need this $5,000 dress, I'd be like, that's fucking stupid. Here are your other options that make sense. I wouldn't just be like, oh, my special baby on their special day or whatever. Yeah, it's your special day, so you can get it altered however you want. You can change so much. You can add so much and take away so much. Alterations is not just tailoring, you know? It's a lot more than that, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That shit makes me upset when I see it. New is new. New is good, right? Ugh. I don't get why people get married except for the government or insurance reasons, but I won't make fun. Maybe I'll understand at some point. I think you would understand if you were in this situation. It's, I get it. I get it. I think it's really, the biggest thing is the commitment, saying like, you know, I'm symbolically doing this to show that I am purposefully making it hard for myself to just up and leave you, right? That's how much that you want to be with them, is that you're doing that, and then it gives you that little bit of security in the back of your mind, right? So it's not just purely symbolic, it's symbolic of, on top of that, this extra security net of I'm not gonna just up and leave. Not that people don't. Some people do just up and leave, but you know what I mean? You're making it harder. You have to go through the divorce process, etc. And I think that's what a lot of people want. they don't want, because no matter how close you are with someone, if you're not married with them, they could, not that they're likely to, but they could just up and leave any day they want. They could just go, haha, never mind. No matter how good things are up until that moment or whatever, any reason, they could just go goodbye, right? So this gives them that assurance that that's not going to happen, which I think a lot of women especially want, or people who are maybe in the economically worst situation out of the two, typically, because that's real scary, right? So that's just very secure for them, right? It's a security thing, I think. And then it's also reassurance. A lot of people just get anxious. They just get anxious, and having the promise is there. It's a public promise with the fear of communal shunning. That's a big part of it. If you know two people are married, then it's like the social pressure from other people to see them do right by each other is big there. And that's also an unspoken part of it that is maybe a little easier for women to understand why they might want that. But I think that's very important to women, especially, for sure. Very important to them. You know? Sure, it feels some special type of way when you do get married to kind of get it. Yeah. I mean, it's specifically deciding, I'm committing to this future plan. That's who wants to talk to someone and say they're going to do that and believe it, but then not have anything to actually seal that, right? It's a little scary. No matter how much you trust somebody, it's a little scary to put yourself in a situation. It's like entering a business deal with someone, but not signing a contract about it. It's like having a verbal agreement with somebody, tying up all your money, all your business with a business partner, and then being like, we'll just handshake though. We're not actually going to sign a paper. You know what I mean? It's risky to just bank on that. So that's really what people are looking for, I think, a lot of the time. And on top of that, they're just raised to want that and to expect it. So that's also a big part of it. It's a level up from just your partner. So, yeah. So I understand. I don't know. I feel like most people understand it. And then there are, I guess for some people there are tax benefits, though that depends. I feel like it probably makes more sense to be married for tax reasons in the US if the difference in your incomes is wider, but I believe if they're closer, you get less benefit, right? I don't know that it's negative benefit, though. I don't know about that. I've never really looked into that. IDK. A level up, let's go with that. Yeah. It's literally the tier list, right? You've got like the maybe liking someone one-sidedly as like lowest tier, right? Then actually mutually liking someone next tier, then actually being together next tier, right? And then all the way at the top tier is being married, right? So if you're gonna probably spend all your time with someone and you're like committed to that, but you're like, I don't want to go into the S tier though, and for some people that might feel weird. The one contract someone should be signing is a prenup. Yes, someone mentioned it earlier that Jeff Bezos had to give like so much of his fortune up because he never signed a prenup, dude. Oof. Yikes. That's crazy. Good for his ex. Yeah. I mean, that being said, he has so much money that he'll be fine. Right? He'll be totally fine. It's not actually going to make a dent. It's just a crazy amount. It's a crazy amount. She also helped build that business. Yeah, well, they were together for a very long time before all of that really went as crazy as it did, right? So, considering that person's been next to you that whole time, she probably deserved, a good amount of it, I would assume. She deserved it for marrying a bald guy. Whoa. This is a bald positive chat here. Sorry, don't get it twisted. This is a bald positive zone. Okay? Hey now. Be nice. Be nice. So many married folks I know, or just in my work, make jokes, disparaging remarks about being married, which also puts me off it. Well, you know, it depends on their age. Back in the day, you were pressured to get married early, so people would marry people that weren't necessarily right for them earlier. They wouldn't spend time living together for very long before getting married. They often wouldn't live together at all. And everybody knows that that's the time when you really figure out whether or not relationships are going to be good or not, is if you try living with somebody. Because someone who might be a good partner outside, it may not be a good roommate, for example, right? This is friendships. Just friendships are tested by if you become roommates with a friend. That sometimes can ruin friendships. They're so much better as a friend that you see outside than inside, right? So a lot of marriages back in the day were people getting married to whomever they liked and were dating for a while. And they were like, oh, we're going steady. We spent a lot of time together. But a lot of the time they didn't actually get to live together. So yeah, they would start living together and everything would feel like it changed. And they'd be like, oh God, maybe I don't actually want to be with this person that badly. But people at the time looked down on you way more if you got divorced. A lot of women didn't have the ability to get divorced and be okay after that, the same way they might nowadays. So it was just kind of like they had to stay in it. So yeah, as they got older, they've got all the all ball and chain jokes, whatever, because a lot of them were just kind of pressured into situations that maybe they shouldn't have been in. So yeah, they are unhappy with it. So I don't like the jokes, but I'm also like, yeah, your time sucked for that kind of stuff. Right? Like the boomer era really did suck for that. There are plenty of marriages, I gotta say though, the positive though, because people believed in not getting divorced as much, you know, they really felt like it was more important to stay together. There are a lot of people that saw it as work. You have to put work into it, and they did, and a lot of them came out strong for that too. So there's like good and bad. Good and bad. But the pressure on young people at the time definitely sucks. A lot of people got married when they were like younger than 25. People getting married at 20 and shit. Could you imagine being married when you were 20? Did you even know what you were doing when you were 20? You didn't know shit from fuck when you were 20, right? So like, I don't blame someone who did that when they were 20 and then when they're 50 they're like, they're all ball and chain, because yeah, you probably made mistakes. Thanks, man. Thanks, Drew. But yeah, it's just a lot. Still don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I don't think anyone really does, to be fair. I did know what I was doing. I was playing Destiny. Yeah, playing Destiny, not getting married and trying to support a bunch of kids, right? So, I don't know. It doesn't mean stuff at that age can't work out. I actually am a proponent of not. I think people shouldn't wait too long if they can avoid it. Because it's nice to do all this stuff when you are younger, but not like 20 when you don't know anything and your life hasn't even started, you know? It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But it depends on your life situation. I mean, there are a lot of people that really couldn't until they're like 40, so. I don't know. Still a thing, depending on which part of the world, to be called an old maid if you're not married past 25, though. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, is like you've kind of seen that get shaken off in America. That's not really like a big thing anymore, but in other places they have not shaken that off. So I'm 38 and I've accepted it's gonna be a solo mission. I don't think you need to. I actually have a lot of friends that have gotten married beyond 40s, 50s. One of my aunts, she's in one of the greatest relationships I've ever seen. She got married when she was in her younger 50s, maybe, like 53 or something. She dated people. She never really stuck with anyone before that. She worked. She was very work-oriented. Nothing quite felt right to her. She met someone when she was like in her younger 50s, and there you go. You know? It's harder. There's a little, I wouldn't say there's even that much less of a dating pool because so many people just get married late or are divorced by that time. So It's not even that bad of a dating pool, I think, when you're older anymore. So I wouldn't worry about it. Just live your life. Don't accept anything. Be like, oh, it's not gonna happen, or oh, it's definitely gonna happen. Don't bank on anything. Just live your life. And if something happens, it happens, you know? But don't be in that mindset of like, oh, it's not going to, because then someone could show up in front of you and you don't even realize they're an option because you've already decided, like, you know, nothing's gonna happen, right? Do older people marrying still want a big wedding in your experience? No, anyone I've known that's married older has typically done the more economically smart thing. And they've just kept it small with family. People tend to have fewer friends anyway at that age, just a few that they really care about on average. You know, and they tend to do that. So anyone that I've known that's gotten married older, they usually do something smaller, typically, which is way better. A lot of them have eloped. A lot of them have eloped and gone and done a destination thing with 2 friends as witnesses or something. Or no friends, full elopement. Entering dating at 45 is sucking. Yeah, but I would say all of the things that exist online probably make that so much easier than it used to be. Right? To like wade through all these different people. Texas. I know I'm gonna meet my breadwinning VTuber wife by being a funny chatter and live out my life as a house husband. You gotta funny chat your way into it. I'd love to see if that works.
Get you someone that looks at you like a good mob and they're church or cheeky soap.
Hey, I will say there is a wedding. There is an entire marriage relationship, everything that has occurred because of this community. Now, I'm not saying that the Discord's a dating site, but I am saying it's happened. It's all I'm putting out there. All I'm putting out there. It can happen where you least expect it, all right? Hop on FF14. You know, a lot of FF14 marriages are just people marrying some friend that they raid with because they just want the cosmetics and and they want the duo mount. They just want the mount. Oh, man. Most people that I know, at least, that's what they did. I need that teleport ring. You got a friend who's a crafter. You're also a crafter. You're like, we got to get that teleport ring. We need it. Oh, man. You need it, dude. Did the same thing in Ragnarok Online? Yup. So many people did. MMO marriages, more than half of them are just people being like, yo, this is my friend. We can teleport to each other now. You said, I met my ex-girlfriend on FF14. It was one of the best relationships I've ever had. We still talk. Oh, that's nice. I know a lot of people that met people in MMOs. And it used to be the meme that you'd meet your wife in WoW or whatever, but that shit was real. So many people e-dated in an MMO and then actually met up and ended up together. This is a thing, and a lot of those relationships have actually gone pretty well in the ones that I've seen. Very interesting. I've seen some friends get together and I'm like, whoa. Some of them are married now, so, you know. Ooh, you said your friend had a relationship end because his partner cheated on him in FF14? I couldn't imagine. I have a hard time imagining, how do I say this? Getting into someone to that level over like the airwaves, you know what I mean? Over the internet, to the point where it could be any stronger than someone you're like physically with, you know, in person. I'm assuming they do, right? Like you're physically together with somebody, you know them IRL. And then you're just like typing in guild chat in your MMO and you're like, I really love this username. I like his cat boy ears. I'm sure you like talk to them on Discord a little, but it's still, yeah, it feels like it's very easy to put them on a pedestal maybe. And I feel like it's so, It's so easy to see them as just the bits they show you because you haven't seen them in real life, right? I don't know. Because a lot of the relationships that I've seen that started at MMOs and worked out, they got to know each other there, thought they liked each other a bit, but they didn't really like dive into it until they met up. At least my friends, from what I've seen a lot of it. They would meet up and then be like, let's try this in real life and see if it's the same, you know, and they would approach it carefully. Right? But I'm aware that a lot of people just all in on that shit without having met in person. So like, I don't know. I just personally, I can't imagine being like, yeah, let's dive into this shit. And you're like, you've never even met them. I understand that it's possible, but not for me. I don't think. It's hard for me to imagine. Feels like it can actually be real. It can, you just need to verify, right? You just need to verify. Ooh, happened with our guild master. Drove across some states and ended up blowing up our guild months later. No, dude. There's been so much raid static drama that I've witnessed, especially with WoW raiding. Of, you know, this healer and this tank and guild leader or whatever are dating. They're just dating, and then they meet up and they realize they don't want to be together, or something happens. It's usually just very vague and no one even knows. And then like the whole guild is blowing up. And it's happened so many times. And I was like, I just want to raid. Like, I can't take this anymore. So a lot of my later raid statics in various games, a lot of the times they would have rules. None of you are allowed to date each other. There would be these ground rules for raid statics, and one of the top rules in so many of them is no e-dating. I think it's so funny that it's gotten to that point where people have to put a no e-dating rule on the raid statics. And Garrick says, it's always the fucking tank. I'm a tank player too. Ooh, tank player in chat. Any chatters available? No, it's so crazy though, the way people just blow that shit up. It's so funny. Joined a guild once that happened in 2 weeks. Whole guild exploded. It's insane. Every single raid group I've joined in, the first rule is no couples. It's just, I mean, I understand because when you raid, you're talking to the same people, often multiple times a week. And if you're an adult working, those are your friends. Those are the people you talk to the most. And it just, I don't know. If you're single, just play GTRP. It's inevitable. Carrick, I've seen so many people. Oh my God, it's so true. It's so true. But then the thing is, if you're genuinely just friends with somebody and you're playing like a GTA with them, because people have seen it happen so many times, so many chatters get weird when you're just hanging out with your friend, you know, and they'll be like, uh-oh, everybody's e-dating. And you'll be like, I just want to rob a bank like we're raiding, man. I just want to. It's so hard. They start shipping you. Yeah, they start shipping your characters. Well, they go beyond the characters. They start trying to act like the streamers like each other because they play like video games a lot. And it gets weird, man. It gets weird. Thankfully for me, most people were pretty cool about everyone I was friends with because they saw me hang out with a lot of different people. You know? Instead of only, like, I know I spent a lot of time with certain people, a little more, but I still spent time with a lot of folks. So thankfully, I didn't tank too much of that. But some of my friends would just, you know, they just find like one person that they want to hang out with a lot, and if they weren't actually trying to be together, they would still have to tank all these people being weird, and that would make it awkward. And so many people would, they'd like switch up who they played the game with, even though they really wanted to play with this one friend because they didn't want to deal with the chatters, which I always felt bad for them because like you should be able to hang out with who you want. You know, and not have to be like, oh, I can't hang out with you too much because people are gonna ship us. Like that's awkward as fuck. You know, that's awkward. But I don't know. I feel bad for them. But yeah, there would always be people that would like comment, and there are also a lot of times where that shit would be real, But I feel like the nice thing to do is to assume it's not unless they announce something, because you just never know. I know plenty of those groups of people where it looked like there was a couple, and maybe in character the characters were a couple, but those people had no interest in each other. Like that, like they were just friends and they just like fucking with each other, you know? Yeah, the Tony proposal. Yeah, yeah, like that's one of my closest friends, right? And we just fuck with each other, and then that was just a good time. But I think people could see that because it was comedic the whole time, where some other people, they keep it like serious the way their characters act all the time, and that's like, it's harder to imagine that it's not real when you see that, you know what I mean? So I kind of get it. But I don't know. It's always awkward. It's always awkward. Tony Proposal might be one of my all-time top GTA clips. Dude, that shit was so fun. Gigi wasn't trying to steal Edgar's wife. Dude, I just made it my goal to have my character try to steal all the girls away from all the men. Like, was friends with everyone, but I just always try to steal all the girls, and that was just what I tried to do with her. And it was really fun. It was genuinely fun. Ooh, in high school, someone from school shipped you with this guy and you immediately stopped talking to him. Yeah, right? It makes you, like, not want to talk to your own friend. Sucks. Because I've never, like, gender has never played into whether or not I want to be friends with someone or not. I literally do not even think about it. If I get along with them, I get along with them. I want to be friends. That's all. Right? And in IRL, I've dealt with that a lot. Yeah. Or I'll just, like, hang out with somebody, especially in school. Especially in college, you have 2 classes with someone, so you walk from one class to another and you talk because you have a similar interest. Things people do in real life, right? But then people will be like, what's going on? And I'd be like, okay, so you can't walk next to people? Like, that shit's always, it's so frustrating. So frustrating. I don't know. And then when you say, no, it's not, they go, oh, you don't have to deny it. You know, like the moment you just clarify, they start acting like you're only saying that because you're hiding something. Meanwhile, they're sitting there soy pointing at you going, what's this? So like you have to answer, you know what I mean? So annoying. So annoying. Yeah, literally soy pointing like, oh, what's going on there? Like one of my good friends, I would sit next to him in this one class because we were friends and I didn't know anyone else in the class and he didn't know anyone else in the class. So we'd sit next to each other. And then I'd be like, what did the teacher say about this thing? And he'd be like, oh, they said that. And then half the class would be like, ooh. They wouldn't even like have anything to say. They'd just be like, ooh, you're sitting. And I'm like, yeah, what? Like, what? Literally doing nothing but sitting. And the thing is, he had a girlfriend the whole time who was one of my closest friends. That's why I knew him. Because this is the boyfriend of like my good friend. Of course we're close. I'm keeping an eye on you. You know what I mean? Like, of course we're close. So I was like, what? It was so, my God. But I feel like that's younger people do it in a worse way than people who are older, where they just, you could breathe near someone and they're like, holy fuck, what's going on there? You know? Yeah, I don't miss school. Yeah. I really don't. I don't miss it one bit. I have a guy friend I talk to pretty much daily for 10 years. New people to our group always assume we might be dating. He's ace and I'm lesbian. He cracks me up every time. Yeah. And the thing is, you could also be 2 straight people who just aren't interested in each other. But like, it just, no matter what, they will always assume, and it's crazy. It's so annoying. It makes it hard to be friends. But then they'll be like, you know, I just want to be friends with this person, but they keep pushing me away. I don't get it. They don't want to, I just want to be friends with girls, but they don't want to be friends. It's because people act like that, you know? Feel bad for those girls who basically are forced to publicly reject a guy to shut the people doing that stuff up. Yeah, sometimes like you don't, no one wants to, out of nowhere, when no one asked, just go up to some random friend and be like, by the way, I would never date you, right? Like, it's just an asshole thing to say. if it was unprompted. But sometimes other people outside of that will prompt it. You feel like you have to answer, you have to say something, even though no one asked. And now you're just basically like letting someone know for sure that you would never be attracted to them, which is just mean to say if they didn't ask. Okay, it's not a nice thing to do unprompted, right? It's just that shit sucks. That shit sucks. So I hate when people like, yeah, make situations, social situations where you gotta say something. It sucks for the other person. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sucks for them the most. Because they weren't even asking. They weren't even trying to make a scenario happen. But then other people made someone else tell you that they don't like you. Like, that just feels bad. It just feels bad because you're just like, even if you didn't like them, you're still like, oh, so do I look bad? Am I not funny? Am I, like all it does is serve to maybe create space for that person to now get anxious about shit that they never would have gotten anxious about anyway. Right? It's the worst. It's the worst. Never had that happen. All my friends in school were boys. Yeah, well, you lucked out. You lucked out. It's tough. I was always in a lot of groups of friends that were very mixed, not really ever friends with groups that were like all guys or all girls for the most part. And so a lot of people kind of on the outside of those groups or the fringes of those groups would always get weird about a lot of people. And it's just a little odd. Never knew how to deal with it sometimes. Easy way to avoid drama is to avoid having friends. Yeah. No, I think you just have to be so honest and speak so directly, which you can never 100% avoid drama, but it gets you out of a lot of it. Yeah, find low drama friends. If someone sounds like a little tea goblin when they're talking to you, back away. Back away a little bit. Maybe don't tell them stuff. And yeah, in general, just be as normal as you can. And if you see other people making weird moves, don't match their energy. Just be, sincere, honest, whatever. If everyone's talking about someone and they're like, oh my God, did you see what she was wearing? You go there and you go, well, I don't really care what she's wearing anyway. You know what I mean? Like, just say that thing that you think should be said out loud. Just say it. And some people will hate you for it, but most people will be pretty accepting of that. Pretty normal about it. Or they'll realize they can't try that shit in front of you, and they just won't. And you don't have to deal with it. It's a win-win. Oh, you said your friend group keeps trying to get you to try to get with someone, so you're not the only single person in the group, and it's annoying. Some people want to be single. I mean, it's one thing, maybe have you ever lamented in front of them about it? Because if you have, then I get it. But if you've never expressed it in front of them, or even expressed the opposite and been like, I don't want anyone right now, then yeah, that sucks. But I had a friend like that where everyone was trying to like find him somebody, and he would be like, oh, come on guys, stop. But then he'd also every now and then be like, oh, I'm so lonely, and he'd start whinging and just you all have, these people and those people, because like half the friend group was with people and half wasn't. And he was like, I'm in the lonely half. And I'd be like, we're all friends over here in the lonely half. We're actually not lonely. What are you saying? There was like a whole bunch of us that were single and we're fine with it. And then like he was the only one complaining, and we're like, what are we, chop fucking liver? Like, we're all here to be friends with you. What are you right? But this one friend would lament it. So everyone was trying to find him somebody. And he was like, I don't gotta, but it was people trying to help. But we weren't doing that to, everyone who wasn't complaining. If they weren't complaining, we wouldn't do it, right? No one bothered me. I have lamented in front of them, but it feels like them engineering a situation. Okay, then it probably comes from, like, it's annoying for you, but it comes from a good spot, I would assume. Right? It comes from a good place of them just being like, they've said they want this and I want to help them. Maybe they think they see things that you don't. That could also be it. because a lot of my friend group, we really trying to help each other out with this stuff. And sometimes it's a friend who thinks they can't find someone because they're not attractive. But that's not actually the issue. Maybe they just don't know how to dress. Maybe they actually do look good. They just don't know how to dress. And then we're like, hey, if you just, do this with your shirt here, wear pants that fit you slightly better haircut, you actually look really good, right? Like things like that. So there could be something like they think they see things in you that you don't see in yourself, which makes them try really hard. Because they feel like you need that. Maybe you don't, but that might be where it's coming from, It's a lot of assuming, but that's something I've seen in a lot of friend groups where they kind of talk about one friend they collectively have and then be like, oh, they think this and we all know it's different, so we have to help, right? It can be really annoying to deal with, but it's coming from something good at least. Right? I don't know. Ew! He said, my folks still sometimes mention wanting to find me an Asian girlfriend who plays World of Warcraft because those two things go together in their head just because they know I play games. No! I've heard that before of some boomer parents not really getting it. Like, putting two and two together that aren't actually supposed to be put together, necessarily. Yeah, I've heard that one before. Have you told them that those two things don't necessarily go together? They're hardcore boomers. Yeah, that's what I mean. I've like heard that from people that don't get it. So I assume they don't mean poorly by it, but ooh. Ooh. You've tried. Fair enough. Yep. My mom says that because I like Pokemon. Yeah, see, there's another one. I've heard it before. It's a little weird. It's a little weird to say. To just be like, we gotta find this for you. Because it feels like, it feels like hard stereotyping, like very strongly. I don't know. Sometimes they switch it up and say like Mario or something, which is closer, I guess. At least they're trying to be nice. At least they're trying to be nice. I don't know, man. I have, one friend who... Where did he meet his girlfriend? He met her... It wasn't on WoW. I don't remember what game they met through. They met through a game. And, he was going down to meet her because she lived like 2 states over, whatever. So he's going to meet her for the first time in person because they had been like mildly dating. They didn't want to call themselves anything official because they were like, we don't want to do that when it's long distance and we haven't met. So they were going to just go meet up and hang out and see how they feel and decide what they want to do, right? So they go and hang out. And I remember talking to my friend's mom while he was gone on the trip. We, a few of us saw her and we were like, oh my God, are you excited? It's nice. Have you spoken to her on the phone or anything? Like, do you like her? We're having that kind of conversation. And my friend's mom was just like, oh no, I haven't met her. I wonder what she's like. And she goes, she's probably Asian. And I was like, what? What? Like, she just said it unprompted. And I was like, one of my friends, trying to be very nice, just goes, what makes you say that? Like an innocent question. Oh, why do you say that? And she was like, well, they like the video games and stuff. And we had to explain to her, we're like, that doesn't necessarily go hand in hand. We were like, there's actually a lot of people of a lot of different types that play a lot of different things. She's not actually. And we were like, we're explaining it. She was like, oh, I just thought that was a thing. And I was like, okay. She didn't mean it in any kind of way, but it's just a thing that she thought was real. And we were like, oh, awkward subject to broach, because you never know if it comes from a weird spot or not. Thankfully, that one didn't. She likes soccer, must be European. Yeah, it was like this very, A to B relation in her mind because she had heard it somewhere. And I was like, yeah, pure ignorance in the purest definition of the word. Just didn't know. And I was just like, okay. It was just a funny conversation. Wonder if she heard about Korean StarCraft, just extrapolated. Well, we have no idea what she heard and from where. We don't know, but it could be stuff like that. I don't really know where it comes from for most people, to be completely honest with you. No clue. But I just remember being a little stun-locked because I was like, "What? Why'd you even bring that up?" I don't know. People don't mean anything by it, but I have no idea. Yeah, they don't know. They don't know. Right. You treat it the same way you treat like when a kid says something really insulting and they're like 3 years old. They just know what they've heard and they're just repeating it. Right? One of my friends, this was a long time ago, we were in a restaurant. She's, not the skinniest, but she's not that big. A kid walks up to her. He's like 3. He's walking like behind one of his parents. They're holding his hand. They're stopped waiting for their table to be cleared off. The kid looks at my friend while she's eating, and the kid goes, "If you keep eating that, you're going to get fatter." And we look at each other, and she just starts laughing. She's like, I'm not going to tell this kid off because this kid is like 3. Like, he doesn't. Like, and the mom turns around. She's like mortified. She's like, "You don't say that," and she like reprimands the kid kind of hard. You could tell this mother was, I don't think she was a bad mother at all. But the kid was just young enough, probably under 3, that you could tell they just didn't know what they're saying. They don't know the depth of the magnitude, right? So we were just like, "Ooh, okay. A little awkward." It was funny. But that's you treat those types of situations like that, where you're like, they didn't know. I'm just gonna back up. Yeah, kids say what they hear. It's true. It's true. They probably saw. This was a long time ago. They probably saw in a cartoon some sort of fat joke, because cartoons used to be like real unfiltered with that stuff. They probably just saw that and were like, "Oh, this equals this." Maybe they thought they were looking out for her health. Maybe they were like, eating healthy is good. And they thought they were being nice. Right? Who knows? Who knows?
The amount of times I've heard little Japanese kids call foreigners depu, fat pig,
oh
and get
yeah,
instantly vibe checked by their parents.
Yep. You're in Hawaii, right? Yeah. There's a lot of that. So the mother should tell them off. I mean, she did. She immediately was like, "You don't do that." I think she just hadn't heard it from them. I think she just hadn't heard it. Sorry, I'm messaging Ashley because we're going to start our game soon-ish. Soon-ish. Click clack. Kid really just wanted the food and was manipulating. Could you imagine if that was his big play? That'd be insane. Absolutely insane. Nutty. I don't know, man. Kids are really funny when they're unfiltered like that. I don't love kids, but I've raised a lot of kids within the family, partially. Like we're like a village of people all raising them. And I've experienced some of the absolute weirdest things they have to say, because so many different kids in the family I've raised and watched and all this stuff. And I just think they're really fucking funny. They're really funny. I don't know. They just say shit and you have no idea where they got it from. You can't even begin to imagine where they got it from, because they never give you context. They just say some shit and you're like, what is going on? It's always out of left field. I don't know. I think we raise them too soft these days. Who the fuck's we? I mean, yeah. Yeah, I do. I think, boomer take, but I think there aren't really consequences generated. I saw something that I thought was really funny. I was fed was it a tweet, a video tweet, or was it a YouTube short? Either way, it was a short video somewhere. I think it was on Twitter. And some guy, he got called by his kid's school. He has a daughter. She looked like she was maybe like 7 or 8. And the school calls him. He's the dad. And they call him down to physically go there. And they're explaining that his daughter was bullying another kid. And he was trying to figure out what to do. He was asking other parents for advice. Like, what do you do when your kid is the bully? Like, how do you get them to stop that shit? And he showed what he did. He called up his own mother. And his mom brought, her granddaughter, the kid who was bullying, to the police station. The kid's crying. And she's like explaining consequences to her. And she did like a scared straight thing and like, yeah, what to go, like, we could put you in jail for this. I was like, yeah. So, put the fear of God in them a little bit. And she didn't do anything crazy. And the lady at the counter was like, we don't want the kids to be afraid of the police. But she was just quietly explaining that. The grandma was like, I know, don't worry. She brought her granddaughter down to the police station and was explaining like, well, if you commit a crime, you're going to go to jail. And, and she was like, the kid was like, what's going on? I thought that was pretty good. I thought that was pretty damn good. Because teachers can't, what consequences can they give them? Obviously, a teacher can't hit a kid. Very illegal. Not going to work. So kid is bullying another kid. Maybe you could put them in a timeout, put them in a room to sit there. It's kind of not good enough for certain behaviors. It doesn't really correct. It gives a mild consequence, but it's not really much of a follow through. And then usually these classrooms, they have like 30 kids plus that they have to deal with. They're trying to manage these kids' emotions and shit. They don't really have time to like work on that kid that was bullying too hard, They just send them away for a second or send them home or something. So they can't really like do anything to fix the problem. So I look at this and I'm like, you know what? The taking them to jail thing, that's pretty good. Yeah, the teachers can't even fail them. Right. So I'm like, There's not much consequence they can generate. They can do some stuff like maybe giving them extra work, but the kid has to do the work. You give them extra work, you put it in front of them, they're just going to sit there and stare at it half the time and go, well, I'm not doing this shit. That's a lot of the answer. So I don't know. There's not much you can do there. So instead, it's on the family a little bit. So I like seeing stuff like that where they get creative. Bring them to jail, make them scared that they could be locked up if they commit a crime. Something like that is good. Is good. Was that thing in anime of having the kid hold buckets of water outside the class happen/work? Yeah, they can't really do it in America. It's considered abusive in America, but in a lot of Asian schools, something they do in Korea a lot was you would go into the hallway, you'd have to kneel outside the classroom, and you'd have to lift your hands up over your head and hold your arms up, and you're not allowed to put your arms down. And they would make you do it until you're like almost in tears sometimes. You'd have to just hold your arms up, and they'd be able to see your hands through the little window that they could see out of the classroom in, or via, right? And they would just make you stay like that. But you can't do that in the US, so, definitely not a thing. Imagine mock trial by a real retired judge for such kids. I think just having the kids do classroom court and then having them decide a punishment could be cool. Give them parameters and swap around who's the judge, who's a mediator, who's a prosecutor, who's a defendant. You can't do this with really little kids, but I think as they get older, doing that or having multiple teachers do that, because then you get to hear someone argue their side too a little bit and be like, this is why they did it, so they should be punished, but maybe not so bad, or whatever. I think exercises like that could be fun, but who has the fucking time? Who has the time for that? I think stuff like that would probably be something interesting, because then they're forced to judge to make their case to a group environment, etc. Think the kids would be less merciful than the adults? I think so too, yeah. I think so too. Ooh, you said, I think Western nations are a bit too protective of kids, of their emotions and stuff. Yeah, everyone can have their own opinions. I do kind of agree a little bit, but not in every situation. I think there's a happy medium. And I think you say that, but Western nations is very vague. Even in the US, it differs neighborhood to neighborhood, what's allowed. specific schools it differs. So you're going to see a lot of stories on the internet that really are like, oh, these Western nations are so crazy with they're too easy on their kids, blah, blah, blah. But then I also know of schools that are pretty hard on them. But those ones aren't going to make it into the media as much, right? So I think there's still a big wide range. I know the problem is that none of this can be like blanket done. Every kid kind of needs their own slightly specialized way of being handled, which is why their family should do it. But who can do it when they work a billion jobs? That's the issue. It's not about the kids at all. It's the parents don't have the capacity. They don't have the education and the capacity to do any of this shit. That's really all, right? It's almost like kids need to be parented. Yeah, but can't do that when you have no parents because they're, you know, after work also having to work Uber for 8 hours to pay their bills, right? And then it's, you know, shakes fist at cloud. Yeah. It's just, it all comes full circle every time, right? It all comes full circle. But we're not going to get into politics because I don't like those discussions on my channel. That's the closest we'll get to it. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm trying to reach something. But yeah. I don't know. I did when I was young, if I did something really wrong, I was given a pretty equal punishment, something that I felt, you know, looking back was very fair. And I do think, looking around at a lot of my peers at the time, I did think a lot of them had it a lot easier than me. I really did think so. But then a lot of the ones that I thought had it really easy turned out to be pieces of shit, or weren't pieces of shit at all, but had a really hard time adjusting to the adult world. So I think they were done a disservice by not really having much consequence in their life. So I see the benefits of multiple methods. I don't think there's one good way to do it ever. There's no way to just get it all right, you know? Does your family talk politics? I'm not going to talk about any of that. I don't like that question. Quality of school is important. I was floored by the contrast between Florida and New York schools. I don't want to brag, but yeah, the Northeastern schools tend to be really good. And I didn't realize how, in my opinion, bad the schools are in a lot of other states until I got to college. And then I met people who did their high schooling in other states. And they got there knowing way less than the people who were raised in these Northeastern schools. And I felt really bad for them because I was like, that's not their fault. Like, it's not their fault that their curriculum didn't cover all this shit. But I got into college and was able to test further, you know, test out of a lot of early classes and things, and a lot of stuff I was already really familiar with. And a lot of other people were just like doing like, I don't know, high school too. They were like, they were like catching up, and I felt so fucking bad. So bad. Genuinely. But it's very different. That just goes to show how, like in the US, everything's so different area to area. So you can't really lump it all together when you're talking about a lot of that stuff, you know? You really can't. Northeastern schools are cool, but I still fucking hate that they asked me if I knew how to use a computer because they knew I moved from Texas. Okay, but to be fair, a lot of kids that would move from other states did not know. They couldn't do any of it. They didn't know what a file system was like. They didn't know. They understood what the mouse was, but they couldn't even put their fingers and type from home row, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, kind of a fair question. Yeah, kind of a fair question. I don't know. But anyway, I think, you know, the good news is we all have chance in our adult lives to catch up because of the internet. Thanks, internet. Thank God. Thank fucking God. Because anything you knew you were underserved in, you can just watch some videos and catch the fuck up, right? Thank you, YouTube. Okay, we're going to play a game. Yeah, she's almost ready. We're going to play a game. I'm going to open this. I don't know if it's going to be loud, so apologies if it is, question mark. I don't know if it will be. It's going to be called Last Man Sitting. Last Man Sitting. This game looked really interesting. This is published by Raw Fury. They did Blueprints, they did Sands of Blake Manor, etc., etc. You knew exclamation points. LMS. It's a roguelite that we're gonna duo, me and Ashy. We're gonna duo. And they were saying that it has some similarities to something like Megabonk, but it looks like you maybe play it a little more actively, whereas Megabonk had that very Vampire Survivors running around not pressing buttons kind of thing. But yeah. So I got Cassette Beasts on the other monitor. Low-key became a huge Raw Fury fan because of you. Dude, I would not be here going, oh my god, this publisher is so good, unless I genuinely meant it. And I've played so many games that they've published, and I think almost all the time I've liked them. There have been a few where I'm like, it's not hitting for me, but I've never felt like not hitting equaled bad with the games they've published. You know what I mean? It's just like not the genre for me or something. Not the exact one. But even then, I've really enjoyed everything I've played from them, even if it wasn't something that was going to continue a ton. So yeah, I just have liked a